What is going on, Nuggets Nation NBA fans? My name is Tom Leuthner. Welcome back to Nuggets Today, presented by Fan Arch. Obviously, we have some things to talk about. Like I said, I'm going to have some episodes out for you guys. And I know the quality might not be the best, and the lighting's not great, but I'm just trying to get some episodes out for you guys, so that we have something to listen to, something to watch, and something to, talk about. And the first thing I want to talk about is Bruce Brown and what's really expected of Bruce, because I think that a lot of people are looking into Bruce and thinking that because he won a championship with the Denver Nuggets as one of their role players on the bench, their main role players on the bench, he is going to be this massive pickup for Denver, which I think he will be, but I think he will be in ways that people don't really see. We might see Bruce only average 4 to 6 points per game. That's not going to mean anything, because the whole reason he's coming back to Denver, in my mind, is the fact that 1, he's a backup ball handler, 2, he has experience, and 3, he's going to be a defensive presence, and that's something I'm going to get into in a little while, for Denver off their bench. He's a guy who's going to man that second unit defensively. He's somebody who has the veteran leadership, who I think the smartest thing they could have done is they brought in a few vets, but he's going to be that man from the second unit. Now, Tim Hardaway Jr. and him I think they're going to work well together, and that's something I'm going to get into also. But Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to work well with him, and I think that he's going to be the guy that's going to be working with Strother, Watson, Pickett, and he's sort of going to set them in line as a guard. He's going to, I know Watson's not a guard, but he's going to basically set him to their roles and their values and say, this is what we're doing and this is how it's going to go. He has the knowledge and the experience in Denver. He was on the championship roster. I know that, I guess all of them were, but he was a guy who was getting minutes on that championship roster. The other guys weren't really playing. If they were, it wasn't for a good chunk of time. So I think that all you expect from him is really veteran leadership, the defensive anchor on that second unit, something that they may be lacking at this current moment. But I think that, like I said, he's going to make an impact, but I don't see him averaging more than 8 points a game. Maybe he does, and if he does, that'd be great. But like I said, I think that he's just going to be that guy who's a defensive anchor who really helps Denver when it comes to chemistry, because everybody loves him. The community loves him. And that's another thing. I think that when he checks in for the first time, that arena is going to erupt. And I think that every time he checks in, the arena is going to erupt. He is somebody who is just so beloved by this Denver organization. And I think that he could be a great mentor for a guy like Jalen Pickett. I really do. As much as I, have my things to say about Jalen Pickett, I think that Bruce Brown will be an amazing mentor for Jalen Pickett, for him to advance his game to the next level and then hopefully get some minutes during the playoffs if he is needed. The next thing I want to talk about is something I saw on Instagram, and it was just, free agents who could sign with other teams and would work out here and work out there. And, there were some for the Nuggets, which I'll get into in the next episode maybe. But the one that I saw that had to do with the Western Conference that sort of made me a little bit nervous is Bol Bol going to the Warriors. So I know that Horford, the whole ordeal is that Horford's still going to the Golden State Warriors regardless of what happens. They're just waiting on that whole Kuminga drama to end. And who knows, Kuminga might take the restricted offer and then go to the free agency next year and try to get what he thinks he deserves. So like I said, that's still up in the air, but it seems that Al's going there and that's almost set in stone. But the one thing that makes me nervous is Bol Bol going there and being a backup big for them, playing, and he could be a backup power forward for them, really, and he could be playing next to a guy like Quentin Post or like Trace Jackson Davis when Al Horford goes there. Even with Al, their spacing is insane. I think that Bol Bol, 7'1", 7'2", whatever he is, ball handler, forward who can shoot the ball, is dangerous on a team with a guy like Steph Curry, especially when it comes to pick and pops or him handling the ball and finding Steph off the wing. I know it's not 2K or, this made-up envision of what Bol Bol is, but we've seen what Bol Bol can do when he plays. We've seen, the sparks of talent that he has. We've seen these flashes of his true athleticism, his true ball handling, his true shooting. So I think that he would take them to, maybe not the next level, but a step up 100%, just because even last year their bench was a little weak. I know you have Buddy, you have Pods, but then you have, Gui Santos. I think that's our guy, Gui. I don't know how you say his first name, if I'm being honest with you. But you have guys like that, and not that they're not good, but they don't use Kuminga the way that he thinks that he should be used or that other people think he should be used. So like I said, I think that Bol Bol could be a massive pickup for them off the bench, especially when it comes playoff time. They need a big in that lineup to back up or play next to Al Horford, Quentin Post, Trace Jackson Davis, especially losing Kayvon Looney. Now, when I was listening to the DMVR podcast, they were saying that they believe that Denver was one shooter short last year of winning an NBA Finals and being legitimate contenders, even though regardless of what happened, they were legitimate contenders and they continue to be legitimate contenders. And I sort of agree. You look at, some moments where MPJ was taking the last shot and his shoulder was messed up and there, a minute left and MPJ's chucking up a three. You didn't need that. What you needed is somebody to tap MPJ out and go, hey, you can trust me. I'm a proven guy who can hit a three for you. That was Strawther, and Strawther wasn't proven in the organization when it came to a guy like David Adelman, who took over the team and was playing the rotation the way he wanted to play the rotation. So I think Tim Hardaway Jr., like I said a couple episodes ago, I think that Jared Dudley and JJ Barea are going to go to David Adelman in a moment that we need it and go, he could be trusted to hit this shot, put him in the game. So I think that he's the shooter off the bench, and then you have Strawther. Not that Bruce can't shoot. And not that you would want him taking a game winner or anything, but Big Val can also shoot the ball, and that's a massive pickup for Denver as well. So I think that, yes, they were one shooter short, but I think that they were also a veteran shooter short because I think they had Strawther, and Strawther was good. He had the one game where he lit it up, but at the same time, you were lacking that leadership or the talent that is proven to come in and hit a big shot, and I think that's what you get in Tim Hardaway Jr. off this bench. I think there's going to be times where you see Strawther play over him, you see Watson play over him, maybe they get earlier shots in the game, earlier minutes in the game, and they're able to light up the floor just because they have the younger knees and they're more youthful. But I think when it comes down to it, when you need a big three, if Cam can't take it because he's too tired, if you don't trust Christian Brown to take it, you have Tim Hardaway Jr. that you could put into that 2 or 3 slot and go ahead and try to hit that game-winning shot for you. So I think that they were one shooter short, and I think that they got that in Tim Hardaway Jr. Now, this next and last topic is something interesting. I was looking at a post by Hoop Venue on Instagram, and it was breaking down the Nuggets and what their strengths, weaknesses, his record prediction. Their strengths are obviously Nikola Jokic, their size, rebounding, offensive versatility, shot-making strengths. Their weaknesses are on-ball defense, rim protection, perimeter playmaking, and then bench shot creation. And the record that he has is 55-27 with a second-round exit or a ceiling championship. Or second-round exit floor, but a ceiling championship. I don't know if I would agree with the record. I think that Denver can push closer to, if not 60 games. Even if it comes down to them hitting 60, if not, I think that they're at 58 wins at least. The bench shot creation, as a weakness, I do agree with. The on-ball defense, I think that they got a little bit better with Cam and with Bruce Brown back 100%, but I understand where they're coming from just because Val isn't the best defender, but you also have a guy like Deron Holmes who can be a good defender. So I think that you added some, but you also gained some additions who don't really help out with that. Like I said, the shot creation, I agree with. The perimeter playmaking, sure, off the bench at least. And then the rim protection, I actually agree and disagree with. I think that you have guys who can protect the rim, but I think it comes down to the opportunity that they are given. Guys like Duran, guys like Peyton Watson. So it comes down to their opportunity more than anything. Anyway, that is all I got for you guys today, Nuggets Nation. Like I said, I apologize for the lack of quality for the video. I'm just trying to get episodes out for you guys, and between me moving to a new apartment and work, that this is the time I can get it in, so I'm getting one in just so you guys have something to listen to. Thank you guys for checking it out. Hit that like and subscribe button. If you guys want me to cover anything, let me know down below, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.